I'm a new soul, I came to this strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But since I keep so
Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Unknown Play here, back with another video, because you already know it's daily content up on my channel. So, we're here, and it's Sunday, so that means today's Storytime Sunday. And in the previous Storytime Sunday, I said that you guys can email me or contact me any way you want, and send me a message of saying a story that you want me to tell on my channel, that you want to get out into the world, you know, and have people listen to. And I had someone contact me, and they gave me this story. Now, some people that watch my videos know this person and wouldn't think that something like this would happen, but I'll be telling that story. And then if anybody watched the last Storytime Sunday, which you can go and click on my channel and go watch, it was part 1, and I said in the next Storytime Sunday I'll be continuing that and hopefully finishing up and doing the part 2 of that. So yeah, because it gets pretty good, if I say so myself. But anyway, let's get started. Now this story was I'm not gonna say his name because on my channel I'm gonna have full secrecy unless you tell me that you want me to say your name. But yeah, on my channel I won't reveal any names, nothing. I won't reveal anything about you unless and then the only thing I'll reveal is the content that you share with me. But anyway, this is the story. Okay, here we go. So this guy, he was small. When he was small, he really liked cats, and he wanted a cat more than anything. It was his dream. It was his one thing that he wanted. You know, everybody has that thing that they want in life, and for him, it was cats. He wanted it because it felt like it was a sense of pride having one, because of them coming from the, you know, the cat family, from lions and stuff, and that made him feel big, because in real life he is small compared to the world, and he likes to feel big. So one day he went and he was walking down the street with his dad. He went down to Target. He was walking to Target, and saw a big, huge car. This car was maybe 2008 Mercedes-Benz, and it was coming full speed down the road. Him and his father just watched the car zoom by, but then they saw a small orange I almost said small orange black cat. That don't make no sense. That's like a bald dude with dreads. Anyway, he saw an orange cat go and go across the street right as the Mercedes was going across the road. Everyone was screaming and, you know, panicked because they didn't know what to do. This cat was about to be killed in front of tons of people, children, kids, everything. It was gonna be killed. Bloody everywhere, ran over in front of little kids, and nobody could stop this because the car was moving at such speeds, and the guy was just had his shades on, window rolled down, one hand out of the window, just cruising on down, speeding without even thinking about it. And all of a sudden, this guy, he went and he yelled. The person that's gave me the story, he yelled, and he said, actually, for this, I'm just gonna, instead of saying the guy, I'm just gonna say, so the person that sent me the video, I'm just gonna call them Free Shavakadu. And, yeah. So Free Shavakadu went and yelled at the person in the car, saying, "Stop it, you da 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 da." I won't say it because it's a PG channel here. Woo! Keep it going. But anyway, yeah, you get the gist. It's and he had the words "Yo mama" and stuff like that all in there. And the guy turned around to look at him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he hits the cat. The cat gets ran over, completely squished. His body was cut in half from the tires. And there he lay, just on the ground. And his dad went and looked at Free Shavakadu. And I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. The Free Shavakadu thing. Not the story. The story is sad. But anyway, he went and the dad covered his eyes. But ever since that day, Free Shavakadu never forgot that. And he still wants to have a cat, but that experience in his life has changed him forever. He never looks at people the same, and it was only where he was so young. You know, he was 7 years old, and he watched something, a soul, a living creature, get killed in front of him by someone's stupidity. Now, the guy ended up getting caught by the police when he was being put in handcuffs at the same area that the cat was killed. He stared at Free Shavakadu with a menacing look, like he wanted to kill him. And Free Shavakadu looked right back at him, flipped him off, and walked away. Yes, sir, that's what he did. And if you want to know who it is, who Free Shavakadu is, contact me, and I might be able to tell you. I'll have to ask him if it's okay if I tell people, but because like I said, secrecy on my channel unless you don't want to. And yeah, and if you want to know, then I'll tell you if it's okay with him. So yeah, but that was the thing. And yeah, that was a deep story for him, and he's never told anyone because of his fear. And he said that he wanted to use my channel as a way for him to speak, because he was too scared to tell anybody about this experience. And people look at this guy, Free Shavakadu, and see him as a weird person, but deep down he's just hurting inside. But anyway, next story. Enough of all that sadness. We're back, and now this is my story, and we are continuing with the part 2. And previously, my part 1, it ended with me, you know, standing next to the guy, looking at his route sheet and seeing that he had my route sheet. Now this was very concerning because I looked at my car door was wide open, which means he had broken into my car and stolen my route sheet. Now what's gonna happen next? Here we go. Okay, so now for the next part. Here we go. So after I went and I looked and I saw that it wasn't a new route sheet and it was mine, I looked back and I saw my car door was open. I'm like, God, bro, what's going on? What was good? You know? And this dude, you know, he looked at me. And before my previous thing, I said that he said, "Gotcha," and then it ended. So after that, I looked at him and I was confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was happening. I mean, I went over to the guy in the first place, which was a terrible idea, and I learned from that, believe me. But I went over to him, a stranger, and talked to him and tried to help him because I thought that there was good in this world. Well, I was completely wrong. But anyway, I went and he looked at me, and I said, "How'd you get my route sheet?" And he looks at me and he just grins. He just grins. Just looks at me, smiling. Like, his smile is so big that the end of his lips were like maybe a centimeter away from his eyes. And I'm looking at this dude and I'm like, is he gonna kill me? That's my first concern, is like, you know, and then I started looking at his build. I'm like, can I take this dude if he tries to go for me? You know, I get pretty confident, you know. And then he goes and reaches inside of his pocket. And this is when I start to freak out. He reaches in his pocket, and my first instinct is to run. I just book it. I run, run, run. And I run, run, run without even thinking and completely pass up my car. So now I have to go run all the way back to go to my car. But by the time that I realized that I had passed my car, I turned around to go back and see him climbing in to my car. And I'm just like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Now he's in my only exit to escape. And me and my dumb self left the keys in the ignition. So he now has the keys and the car. And so then he goes, and I just sit there and I wait. I'm like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna take the car and run? Or is he just gonna go and, you know, go somewhere? Or I didn't know what to do. And oh yeah, before I continue, another thing you guys should know, you guys are probably getting confused by this. Yeah, no, I was not driving the car. I had an adult with me. So, my mom, she was there. And during all this was happening, she was gone inside of a building delivering papers. Because on the route, you'll get some buildings that need codes to get into, and there's like 15, 20 papers in there that you have to walk in and deliver to each thing. It's like it looks like a hotel. You just go to each door, to the address on the door, and then just leave it there. So she's in this place, and I'm out here, you know, trying to get some more papers done. And yeah, so now we're continuing. And so this guy, he's here, and he's watching me. I can see him through the window while he's in the car watching me. And then he goes and he still has the same huge smile on his face. And I'm like, this dude, he's gonna rape me. That's the second thing that comes to my mind. First, I think he's gonna kill me. He's not even making an effort to kill me, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for the second choice that he's probably gonna do. And so now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at him. I'm like, what is he gonna do? The car's still running. You can hear it. And then all of a sudden, the car just dies. And I'm like, he turned off the car? And I see him making some motions under the car. He's looking down where the key is. He gets out of the car, pulls the key up in the air, slams the door, and starts walking towards me. So he's walking towards me at a medium pace, you know, kind of fast walking. And he has one hand in his pocket, and he has one hand up in the air holding the key. So I'm looking at this dude, and I'm like, he's getting closer. What am I gonna do?
Ammo available.
And so I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, what should I do? You know, I'm thinking, and I'm like, maybe I can outrun him until my mom comes, and we can both try to take him. But I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have to put my own mom into that kind of situation. You know, my mama done raised me. I should be able to protect her, and I was going to. But I just needed a plan. What should I have done? I needed to figure it out. And so I went, and he's walking towards me, and then he stops from far away for some reason, and he just goes and he looks at me and he says, hey, you left your key in the ignition. I knew you would want this, so here. And he hands me the key. And then he goes, and this is what scares me to death, man. This is what scares me. So he goes and he says, here, take your key. Now mind you, my mom is still inside delivering the papers in the hotel-like area.
Heavy ammo in.
So I'm going and I'm here, and he goes and he says, here, take your key. You left it in the ignition. I thought you'd like it. And then he goes and walks away. And then
ammo available.
he goes and he's walking, and then all of a sudden he just stops, and then he turns around, and his smile's still on his face, and I'm never gonna get that out of my head, man. But anyway, he went and he was looking at me, and then he turned around, and then he said, oh yeah, tell your mom I said hi. And then I was shocked, and he just kept on walking. Just kept walking. I didn't know what to do. And so then he keeps going, and I just stand there, and he's gone. And then my mom comes back, you know, we get in the car, we're about to drive off, and you know, I asked her, I was like, I told her the story, and I'm like, this dude was out here, all this happened, and you know, of course I got in trouble because I wouldn't talk to a stranger, which I wasn't supposed to do. That was completely stupid of me. None of this would have happened if I had just listened to what my mama said in the first place. No means no, stranger danger, stay away, please. But anyway, I went and did that anyway, and that caused this outcome. So I went, told her everything, and told her what he said at the end. And she didn't even seem very concerned about it. She was like, oh. And this dude wasn't drunk. I didn't smell anything. I didn't think he was high. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why someone would do that. But yeah, he did this, and it's really interesting. And then we go and we're about to pull off, and I look behind me. Something tells me to look behind me. I don't know why. But I look behind me and I see him standing there. Just standing there behind the car. And well, yeah, he's just standing there, and that made me more scared than anything. Until we deliver the papers, we finish, you know, usually around the same time, and it's light outside, and you know, we could drive home. My mom walks into the house, and I'm outside. I'm just sitting there trying to comprehend everything that just happened. And I go and I went and just sat there, and then I decided, you know, I was done thinking, and I just didn't think anything. I was like, if my mama ain't, you know, concerned about it, then I ain't concerned about it. If she cool, then I'm cool. So I went and got out of the car and didn't think anything of it, and then I get out of the car and I hear something. When I get up, it's like, it sounds like paper being rattled. So I go and look on my seat, and the seat looks like it's been stitched up, like somebody cut it open and stitched it up. And there was a little zipper that was there. I mean, bro, this zipper was actually really tiny. It was super tiny. I had to use both my pinkies to pick up the zipper and pull it back. If I didn't play as much video games as I did, and my fingers weren't as strong, there's no way I would have been able to do that. But I go and I pull it back, and then I see something that I will never forget, ever. And if you, oh god, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, I get chill bumps just thinking about it. I undo the stitching, and under the stitching is a picture. It was a hand-drawn picture, hand-drawn and colored picture of the man that was there smiling, and I dropped it. But yeah, I pulled back that stitching, and it was, whew, man, I got chills. I had chills all over my back. And to this day, nobody in my family knew about that picture, and nobody knew about the stitching. Nobody knew about it. I just zipped it right back up, took off the zipper so that it wouldn't be opened again, and I left the paper under there. And to this day, I haven't touched it. And to be honest, I never will. I never, ever am gonna undo that, ever. I mean, I'm thinking about it, you know, like, okay, how about this? If I can get 20 likes on this video, then I'll unpull the thing, show you guys the picture of the guy. But yeah, I'll continue the story. So after I did that, I put it back, and then, you know, my mom told my dad about what had happened. My dad had said we should call the police, because that's no, especially at night. That's just scary, man. And I mean, with me being by myself, I could have been kidnapped or anything. But I would have thrown some hands first, bro. You ain't be touching me like. Anyway, but you know, I went and it was scary, man. I mean, usually, because I've seen tons of people on the route that like try to intimidate me and stuff or scare me, you know, but they're not scary. But this dude was different. He was definitely different. But yeah, definitely. But anyway, we went and called the police, did a report and called it in. They needed to know what the guy looked like. I could have showed the photo. Could have showed the photo. But I didn't. Only for the fact of I realized that it wasn't him. Okay, my mom went to the description guy, that guy that can read your mind and see what you're seeing and draw it down. Those dudes. And she went with one of those dudes and drew the picture down. And it looked a little bit like the photo, except this person that my mom had described had a lot more hair and looked a lot older. And so what had happened was we went and the guy ended up getting caught, you know, and they brought him in for questioning and stuff. And he was there, and you know, I looked at him and he didn't look the same as the photo. And then I realized what that photo was. That photo wasn't of the guy that was there stalking me. That photo was the guy that was stalking me. That was his brother. I soon found out why he drew a picture of his brother and put it in my car. I have no idea, but I have a feeling that it's gonna tell in the future. But I just wanted to tell the story in case something does happen in the future, and I got something to, you know, help lead to my case. But anyway, this is Unknown Playa. Just finished another video. Daily content every day. I think it was 2 days ago. The day before yesterday, I didn't post anything that day. That's because I was working on my Jamal and Pops thing. So I'm sorry for that. But thank you guys for the support. And this has been Unknown Playa signing out. Contact me if you have any questions.